The All India Football Federation unveiled its strategic roadmap with Vision 2047 in the presence of various members of the media in New Delhi on Saturday. The long-due roadmap, Vision 2047, hopes that in the country's centenary year of independence, India will also emerge as a new powerhouse of Asian football. Developed in conjunction with all stakeholders with Indian football, the roadmap has also sought and incorporated inputs from the Asian Football Confederation, AFC, and FIFA. The salient ambitions of the roadmap are to see India among the top 4 footballing nations in Asia, host one of the top leagues in Asia, and create a vibrant footballing ecosystem. Vision 2047 has been broken down for diligent implementation into 6 4-year strategic plans. The first of these will look to cover the period till 2026. In lieu of the same, the Federation will support member associations or the state federations with capacity building and help them rise in the football pyramid by providing highly relevant support solutions. The support will enable them to be self-sufficient by 2027 and in turn help the ecosystem thrive. Vision 2047 paints a picture of where we want to position Indian football at the outset of 100 years of our nation's independence, AIFF President Kalyan Chaubey said at the event. I dream of reviving the glory days of Indian football as it was in the 1950s and 60s and becoming a powerhouse of Asian football once again. It is our right to dream and our duty to do everything it takes to fulfill that dream. Together, we can aspire to take Indian football to peaks never scaled before, added Chaubey. By 2036, the centenary of the Federation, India will be among the top 7 countries in Asia and a strong contender to qualify for the World Cup on merit, Shaji Prabhakaran said according to a release. According to him, the key focus of the strategic roadmap is on increasing the commercial viability by creating economic value for all our stakeholders, especially players. The Federation will create effective feedback mechanism that will ensure it is among the best government sports organizations in the country. The roadmap also lists the creation of new assets in football, futsal and beach soccer to engage sponsors and diversify target audiences to broaden the reach of Indian football. 11 core areas have been focused during this roadmap which has been taken. They include governance, refereeing, clubs, national teams, competitions, infrastructure, digital transformation, talent identification, marketing, coach education, and grassroots. The Federation recognizes that growth in modern sports requires a business outlook. The Federation will dedicate an entire division, Business and Marketing, to develop, cultivate, and invite investment and partnerships in Indian football. Presently, the revenue generated by the AIFF stands at an estimated 80 crore rupees, and they expect to increase their budget by a 500% hike within the next 5 years. The Secretary General mentioned that similar to FIFA Plus, India and AIFF will come up with something similar so that it can contribute to the world of football digitally as well. It will also help in getting some added revenue by streaming the national team matches. The Federation observed that at the grassroots, the beautiful game currently has low participation relative to its size and population. There is a huge gender disparity in participation and a lack of facilities and play fields in urban areas where children can come out and play. A lack of cohesion and focus between different stakeholders has led to significant gaps in funding. The AIFF's 2026 target is to reach 35 million children through grassroots programs and implement village grassroots programs across 100 villages throughout India. The flagship grassroots project will also aim to register 1 million registered players and provide football education to 25 million children through football for schools. The Federation recognized that while women's football has been growing rapidly across the world, it has previously received very little attention in India. The weak ecosystem needs specific solutions to help increase participation and competency across the pyramid. Some of the proposed solutions include better adoption of women's football by clubs across different levels, incentivizing the role of coaches, referees, and match commissioners for women, as well as providing a minimum salary to women players. The football governing body also conceded that the Women's football ecosystem has been weak in the country and needed specific solutions to help increase participation and competency, also mentioning the need to improve the minimum salary. By 2026, the period of the first strategic plan, the Federation will ensure the creation of a 4-level league table pyramid, the top of which will be occupied by the Indian Women's League, featuring 10 teams, followed by Second Division, featuring 8 teams. In addition, there will be 5 zonal leagues with 8 teams each. In addition, a new Women's Youth League structure has been proposed, which will see players across different age groups play a minimum of 14 matches. The Federation will ensure that a minimum of 20 states implement the new women's youth structures by 2027. On the men's side, the current strategic plan will ensure the creation of a 3-tier national league pyramid with 40 teams. The Indian Super League and Hero I-League will boast 14 teams each, while the Hero I-League Second Division will consist of 12 teams. A state championship structure will see city and district leagues feed into the state championships. A revamped men's youth league structure will see the local state youth league and elite youth leagues will run simultaneously. Clubs and academies will participate in both, with the winners of the state youth leagues qualifying for the elite youth league. One of the cornerstones of the roadmap is the creation of a national playing philosophy, which will be developed over time after consultation, observation, and exploration. Subsequently, the coach education program structure will be developed in line with our Indian national football philosophy. The improvement of footballing quality at all levels of the ecosystem demands better coaching, and with that in mind, the roadmap targets creating 50,000 active coaches, almost 4,500 with a minimum AIFF C license across the country. The Federation observed that the talent identification and development ecosystem is currently informal, with clubs and federation bodies all largely working in silos without a systematic or uniform approach. The AIFF proposes to change this by creating a data-driven scouting structure from the Elite Youth League system for its national teams. Clubs will drive talent identification at the grassroots onto the Elite Youth structure. To help this get better results, FIFA's global head of football development and legendary football coach Arsene Wenger has promised to help the AIFF. An increased focus will be put on utilizing the FIFA windows across age groups to provide exposure to players in the national teams, with mega camps, 2 or more age groups, scheduled at least twice a year. Qualification for the FIFA Under-17 World Cups for both men and women on merit is a key part of the agenda. The AIFF will set up a data-driven scouting structure for the Elite Youth League systems for its national teams. The plans for the clubs state that right now there are 4,500 clubs in the competitive structure. By 2047, AIFF would like to see that figure go up to 20,000. AIFF also wants to see 100 clubs in our professional structure and a minimum of 20 standalone women's clubs, and also at least one of the clubs should be a champion in an Asian competition by 2037. Infrastructure is key to achieving many long-term goals. The Federation has observed that there has over the past decades been a reduction in playgrounds in urban areas. Many top professional clubs do not yet own football infrastructure. The Federation plans to conduct a pan-India infrastructure census by 2025. The AIFF also said it will improve infrastructure by putting in place policy intervention that will incentivize government authorities, football clubs, corporates, and private investors to invest in infrastructure. A grading and licensing criteria will be in place by 2024, and a mega football park will be formalized by 2026. It also said that the National Center of Excellence will be fully functional by 2026. The AIFF expects to have 2 FIFA standard stadiums and 1 smart stadium built in coordination with the government, and they want to finish the project by 2026, and by 2047 that figure will stand at 30 football specific stadiums and 12 smart stadiums. Along with that, it can be expected to see a minimum of 50 football pitches in every district and also a dedicated national center of excellence in every state association, and it will also ensure that they help at least 50 professional clubs in building and having their own training grounds. AIFF wants to start courses for refereeing in India. AIFF will sign 50 professional elite referees and they will announce their names on 10th January at the Football House. This will be the first step in improving refereeing since they took over the office. By 2047, the main aim is to have Indian officials officiating at the highest level of football regularly. The AIFF aims to help India become one of the top 4 nations in Asia when the year 2047 comes. Also, a football icon from a country is expected to be built by 2027, which will inspire future generations. The investments are also set to come in from various areas as they will be needed to fuel the development of Indian football. The roadmap is certainly very ambitious and the most definitive one to date. Although there is no deadline or any fake hopes and promises of World Cup qualification anytime soon, there is more focus on the basic things of the sport's growth in the country. It is believed that if we give attention to these details, it will be a matter of time before we will achieve greatness and fulfill all our dreams. What do you think of the new AIFF strategic roadmap? Share your honest thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching the video.